I mean, when you look at someone like Yobani, right?
Hmm.
From the little time you've talked to him, does he seem he's changed at all?
He's definitely got a bit more confident.
Yeah,
Giovanni used to just be the little quiet kid, but no, he talks a lot more now.
he does. He really does.
Yeah, he has a big personality. I say that's probably what drives Giovanni is his personality. Um, like yeah, because I remember actually seeing him whenever his like voice first changed. It was fucking weird, dude. It was like the weirdest voice change I could ever imagine for him. And then whenever he started growing facial hair, that was even weirder. It's like, god damn, he's evolving into a beast.
It's just like a miniature man, baby.
Yeah, 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 he's a miniature man, baby.
But yeah, it's been a long time since I've talked to him, but
Mhm.
he didn't change at all. Well, in a good way, he didn't change at all. Well, I mean, yeah, he has his own
Yeah,
personality now. Good for him. But it seemed
he
like
hasn't changed much from what
yeah,
we're used to.
it seems like
Yeah.
everyone from from Washington to Albuquerque High is a skater and a stoner, or either one of them.
Mhm. Yep. Well, actually, that's fucking weird though, cause like there was no skateboarders in or in Washington. Like it was really just for a while it was me, and then whenever I broke my leg, I didn't give a fuck. And so then like there was a bunch of kids who would bring skateboards, but you could tell they were barely just skating. So there weren't many I noticed, but definitely in high school you notice all the fucking skater kids and like all the fucking the cliques and stuff. It's really like a stereotypical high school movie.
For me, it didn't really feel that way because I went to a different state, so
Hmm.
I went to a high school where didn't know nobody either, kind of like
Right.
you. So to
Hmm.
me, it felt like just middle school with extra steps, because I didn't know these people beforehand, so I didn't really know if they changed or not.
Hmm.
So yeah, to me, high school just feels like middle school with extra steps.
Fair enough. That's probably accurate. Now that I think about it. Um, I definitely think though, going to like a public school would have broke me. I don't think I would have done shit if I went to one. I think my main thing would be either chasing tail or just fucking getting high outside of class. Like it would be one or the other. And if you know me, I take any opportunity to get high. But I don't know. I don't think I would have been a troublemaker in like at public school, but I think I would have gotten fights. I wouldn't have been afraid to fight like random kids.
Yeah, in a way, I think I'm grateful you got the best. Uh, whatchamacallit? I guess the best experience you can have.
Yeah, yeah, that's fair. Because I mean, you want to make the most of your years at least.
Hmm.
For me, it was 2.5 because obviously after freshman year, sophomore year rolled around and I finished sophomore year, but that's whenever I got long-term suspension and I just got my GED because I was like, I'm not gonna deal with this bullshit.
Wait,
I'm not
really?
just gonna, yeah. Well, funny story. I mean, it's a long story, but I got long-term suspension because I got back from a suspension for getting in a fight and then right away, the kid that I beat up, his two friends wanted to jump me, so they jumped me, and I whooped both of their ass, like 1-on-1. Both. And so after that, they both got hurt because all three of them got beat up, and right away they made some big ass rumor around school that fucking I had it was like a weird little counter jumping that me and my friends did, which realistically those dummies fell for the trap. They like ran up and punched me, and then my friends just beat the fuck out of them with me. So, so they got like they got what they asked for, but they like turned the story so where the principal believed that we were the aggressors. So we just completely got fucked over, and I got long term suspension. But my friends, they just got suspended. But I was the main one always fighting and shit. So at that point, they're like, "Yeah, no, you're gonna have to stay suspended for the rest of the semester." But instead of that, I was like, fuck it, dude, I'll just get a GED because I'm not just gonna wait till next year just to continue where I was. Like, that shit would have been more of a setback. So at that point, I was okay giving up my high school career because I figured I at least got the majority of what it was going to be. And then good thing I did though, because COVID set in pretty damn soon. Like, holy shit. Fucking imagine if you were a senior in the year that COVID struck. Like, you're fucking, that would suck.
That would, yeah.
That would be a shitty fucking senior year. You're just only having to do senior work at home. No excuse to go hang out with friends. Like, that would piss me the fuck off.
Yeah. You have to do graduation over Roblox.
Shit. I mean, I don't know. I feel like I would have just been upset if I sat through school. I pushed myself to get through high school, which it's really not fucking hard, but you know, actually like being attentive and doing all your work so you can get to that fourth year, which is senior year. Like, I would have done that, but if I would have just had to deal with COVID, like, that would have pissed me off, so I would have just entirely gave up on school. Because most of the reason I was going to school was for socializing. Like, I was waking up, and I was like, alright, fuck it, you know, I really don't want to go to school because there's nothing I look forward to, but I do want to, you know, fuck around, talk to some girls, get a little high, walk around, I don't know, do something. So I would go as an excuse to just see what the fuck would happen in my day. And usually I would, like, there would be some funny shit going on. Like, there's this one autistic kid named Sai, and he's like the type of autistic where he'll just do shit just to get more attention on top of his disorder. So, yeah. So, like, homeboy was doing extra shit where he would show up to school with helmets, and I'd be like, what are you doing with that helmet, Si? He's like, oh, I'm going to run into the elevator door. And I said, oh, you sure?
Okay,
And
he
so,
already
sure enough,
surpasses Aiden and Christian.
dude, like, I'll send you the video of him running into the fucking elevator door. Man full sends. If he's going to do it, he's going to do it. And so I thought it was so fucking weird though, because like he would just not have that filter, you know. He'd just be like, "Fuck it, attention." You know?
Attention now.
that would be his driving like motive, just to see how many kids will laugh at him for being a retard. And so, sure enough, I was the one always antagonizing him. I even got him to snort Taki one time.
Oh god.
Because, obviously, well, he was faking, he was doing the thing where he was crushing up, like, chalk or pastel in art class, and he was fake snorting it and just putting all the powder on his nose. And I was like, hey, Sai, you won't actually snort a Taki, would you? And, you know, at first he was like, what do you think I am, a bitch? And so I was really just, you know, antagonizing him, just trying to see if I could get him to actually, you know, do it. And he was like, I thought he was just gonna fuck around, you know, crush it up, get the straw, and then try to snort it, and then, you know, fake snort it or whatever. But nah, homeboy like threw it all up his nose, fucking sneezed a bit, and then he's like, I gotta finish the rest of it.
Oh my god.
Yeah. So there was like always those moments in fucking school where I would be like interested to see what the fuck I was gonna go on, you know, what I would miss out on and what I would witness.
You know, something I've noticed just from you like talking about all this is that I guess you truly live in the present. Like you would talk about all these things and it seems like either ignore that like I guess you could say the future exists, or you just don't want to acknowledge it. Like you're just there, and yeah, you just I don't know. You look for a good time.
Well, this is how I see it. Okay, realistically, tomorrow is not promised to us. You know, we may go to bed tonight after this podcast, but we won't know what's gonna happen tomorrow morning, the next day. You know, we really can't count for those days. So the main thing I like to do is at least take it moment by moment, because majority of the time you're gonna miss little things like that. You know, if you're
Hmm.
like always, if you're always fucking speed running through life, you know, just trying to get to, like, I guess whenever I was younger, my main thing is I was trying to grow up. So growing up was the main thing where I was trying to just get as independent or as advanced as possible. Which, in the end, I don't know if it's a good thing because most of my childhood was just short lived. But I at least now I can take it, you know, step by step, frame by frame, and appreciate little things. Because if tomorrow doesn't happen, it's just, you know, oh well, it wasn't meant to happen. That's just fate.
You believe in fate?
I do. I believe in fate more than I believe in well, the butterfly effect would probably be like another realistic thing I believe in, but mainly fate. Fate seems accurate. Like everything's meant to happen for a reason, and that's how I see it. Even if it's like shitty things or good things, it will happen for a reason. I just try to
Um,
figure out what that reason is.
well, I'm not saying you have to watch the podcast I did before, but one thing I talked with the person beforehand was, if fate exists, it kind of contradicts our free will,
Mm-hmm.
you know. So
Which
what I
does.
like to
It
think,
does.
what I like to think, I guess life is yeah, you have to make the most of it, but only because
Uh-huh.
certain events happen at random.
Yeah. Well, I guess yeah. That would be another way to think, because obviously there's been some random ass shit where I just chalk it off to, yeah, that was meant to go down that way.
I
Like
mean, I didn't
there's
want
been
to.
some there's
Oh,
been some times where I've run into situations where like beforehand I'll be like, you know, I could see this turning out to be the worst situation ever. You know, everything could go wrong in this moment, and then literally everything goes wrong in that moment, and I'm like, fuck, how did I kind of predict that? But
uh,
it's just little foresight things.
I don't want to just shit on your statement or whatever, but I thought it was interesting to bring up.
No, no, no. We can definitely have this discussion all night, man. I'm kind of curious because it makes more sense seeing it like that. Because obviously, there's a lot of times where I'm like, "Fuck, why was that meant to happen out of everything?" You know, that just kind of seems random out of everything. But I don't know. It makes more sense that everything's meant to happen for a reason than everything just kind of happens randomly and we're just stuck in the middle of the fucking wave.
Here, let me
But
save, or yeah, let me just save this
but
clip. I don't know how long it.
you're actually gonna cut it.
Okay. I'm editing it either way. If I have to make a part two, so be it. All right, go where you left
No.
off.
Oh fuck, man. Fate and what was that about? Fate and
How we're just stuck in the middle of it if some things just happen at random.
okay. So I don't know. I've always tried to think and figure out at least, you know, why certain things happen so random, and you know whether or not if things are always meant to happen for a reason. And it's one of those things where unless you fucking have enough experience in life, you're not gonna know. Like I've always been agnostic, at least when it comes to religion, because I'm not too sure. You know, I don't want to spend my life believing in a religion and then finding out that religion was just a concept that I fucking foolishly believed in. But then you never know, because you could be going with the mindset of fuck it, religion doesn't exist, and then you get to the end point and you're like, shit, why am I in hell? So
Yeah,
there's always situations like that.
I remember when you were at my house, you were
Mhm.
like you were praying before you ate. I'm like, huh, that's interesting.
Dude, alright, I won't lie. Okay, I was brought up Catholic. I don't really know how my views are still the same way, because most of it is, you know, it could happen, it couldn't have, you know. I'm just trying to wait to see if religion does exist at some point. You know, if fucking Exodus does come to be true. But I don't know. Like, I'll pray at the dinner table. You know, I don't mind that because obviously you can say little words and stuff, and I don't really know if it means much. But as long as I'm saying them, it's at least an effort. And
Oh,
so even whenever like my grandpa would just tell me pray, you know, for dinner, I would pray. I would just try to come up with words, say my little sentence in my head, and eat my mashed potatoes.
I think one of the big things I guess everyone's on that goes through everyone's mind on the dinner table when you pray is I'm thankful
Uh-huh.
for the food. I'm
Uh-huh.
thankful for I
For the
guess a
day.
roof. Yeah, I'm thankful for the day. I'm thankful for the roof over my head, and yeah, those those
There's
those moments are pretty
well,
wholesome.
I'm more thankful for the things that I have than the things that I don't. Because obviously, you could focus on the shit that you don't have, but that's not gonna matter in the end. You know, like I try not to take things for granted. Okay, because a lot of the time I have. There's been
Hmm.
times where completely taking something for granted. Then I'm like, I like a month later, I'm like, fuck, I should have really appreciated that. A lot of situations like that I come across.
Hmm.
So I've been trying to at least take it a bit slower and appreciate the little things. But, you know, like simple things like that. I'm thankful for the roof overhead. I'm thankful to be walking on this earth today. Little shit you can be thankful for.
Do you think you could
Um,
unplug your mic really fast and plug it back in? It's like making a little noise.
burn it or no? Fix it.
I think we're good.
Cool.
But what taught me to be grateful for, I guess, every single day I wake up is the moment where I was forced to, I guess, change middle schools. Because,
Mm-hmm.
you know, at first, the whole Majestic Shadow thing, it bugged.
Uh-huh.
I ain't going front. But, when it got ripped off like a band-aid, it hurt.
Uh-huh.
Like, it actually hurt.
Because there's no more clout behind the name.
Well, I didn't really care about the cloud. I cared about the people more than, I guess, anything
Uh-huh.
else. And,
That's fair.
and
It, it
I
sucks when you
find,
lose that connection.
I don't know, I mean, and I asked myself, I guess during the next 2 weeks after that, was it fate? Was it like
Mm-hmm.
random and stuff like that? And I found it very weird how me and you were parting ways from Washington on the same day.
Yeah, no, that was fucking like okay, I won't lie. That was a very I would consider that at least fate, man, because we ended up in Vegas too.
Yeah, yeah,
That shit all worked out like super. I didn't even know you lived in fucking Vegas too. That was like what blew my mind. It was
yeah.
like I was stuck in Vegas because I really, my mom lived out there, and so I'd go visit her a lot. But when I'd go, I knew like literally no one. My friend group was down to my like sister, my mom. That's pretty much who I was kicking it with when I was out there.
And he
So
just one day randomly looked at your Snapchat, your Snap map,
mhm.
and saw little Fonz in the corner.
Yeah, no, and I thought that was weird too because it was like you like visiting. You're like, no, I like live here. And I remember I was like, oh shit, we gotta like meet up. Because there's been times where I was in Vegas and I'd have a friend come to I guess go on vacation. I'd be like, oh shit, like I have a friend I can hang out with, and I try to hang out with them, but most of the time I'm not even able to make those plans. So it was nice to at least get to hang out with you again because it was like a good piece of home.
That's how I felt.
Someone's
Uh,
knocking my fucking door. I don't know what it is though. Give me a sec.
all right,
Might have to cut a fool.
all right. What the fuck?
I've returned.
Howdy.
See, I got stuck helping my grandma, so it's kind of funny, ironic a bit. But I've returned. Oh. You want to keep
uh,
going, or
yeah.
you just want to wrap it up with that?
Uh, I already put the thing together. It's at around 80 minutes, so an hour and 20 minutes. We can
That's pretty
shoot.
solid.
Yeah, it's solid, but if you want, we could stretch it out just a little bit more if you want. So like the part two is kind of not like doesn't feel like
Oh,
leftovers.
Okay, okay. Oh, I see what you mean. Okay. In that case, wait a second. Why did my bar pop up? Oh, is that just you with the recording?
Hmm.
Oh, that's fine. Okay. Um, yeah, we keep going. I guess why not?
I mean,
Do you have like a
uh,
do you have like a big pet peeve at all?
um, pet peeve.
Something that just really grinds your gears?
Fortnite grinds my gears, but that's not really a pet peeve now, is it?
No, that's just a well, that's a justifiable reason to hate it. Fortnite's fucking toxic.
It is. All the little kids like it.
I wonder
I
how
don't.
that holds up though. I wonder if little kids still do like it.
I mean, I'm seeing less and less talk about it. I mean, what's holding it together now is,
Avengers.
yeah,
Avengers is holding it together.
yeah. But hmm. I guess a pet peeve of mine is, I guess laziness.
Laziness in what way? Because sloth is obviously like I
Yeah.
hate sloth, okay, but I hate sloth to an extent. Now you can be lazy on like Saturdays and that's cool, but if you like really are the type where you're not gonna make no effort like throughout the week, then that's like the type of lazy I can get annoyed with.
Yeah, uh, like being a half measure. Like
Okay,
not being able to
being
finish a job just because you're
just because
lazy
you
and
want to give up quick.
yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
What
Then
about
yeah,
you?
I could definitely see. Um. Alright, there's a lot. There's a lot of things that grind my gears. Okay, I'd say, when I was in high school, it was really just kids with super big egos. Like, I hated motherfuckers who would walk around
Uh,
thinking they were the shit. Because
okay.
that obviously bugs any man. But
I can agree on that.
now, I think it's just indecisive people, man. Like, indecisive people can get me, not bugged, but, so, a good example is like, I'd say 9 times out of 10 when I go and I pick up a girl, to hang out, they're gonna hit me with the same old bullshit. I don't know, I like everything. You pick. You know, I fucking hate that. At least give me something to pick from. Cause like there's situations I get annoyed with most out of that would probably like food. I don't give a fuck. I'll end up picking what I want, which is just Panda Express.
Hmm.
But whenever it comes to like making plans of what me and a homie are gonna go do. Okay, say I go drive out my way to go pick up a friend, and now it's just the concept of us going and doing something. Well, then I hate whenever friends, they just make no effort on their part to help you come up with something. Like I have hella friends who I'll pick them up. I'll be like, all right, what do you want to go do? And they'll be like, well, we can cruise, we can go get food, and that's pretty much it. That's all they come up with is food and cruising. It's not bad, but like, I don't like people who at least make no
No
effort when
effort.
it comes to big decisions like that.
Yeah, I see where you're coming from. You know, I think people, it like as a whole, played, a really big part in, I guess, how I grew up.
Hmm.
Like there would be times where where I felt like I didn't want to talk to anyone because I hated everybody, and then there are times
Hmm.
where I wanted to get the most out of everyone because I don't know. I I don't know. People people are weird. People are
Hmm.
very weird,
I
and
agree with you.
you know I kind of forgot where I was going with this, but yeah, people are weird.
Mm. What's like, well, when I think of weird people, I think of just fucking crackheads. Crackheads are a good example of weird people, but then there's like those oddballs. Do you ever like to talk to like the odd kids at school? You know, the ones that you can tell are the the quiet ones that'll sit off in the distance and won't talk to anybody,
Yeah, I'll
but
talk
you'll
to
notice
anyone
them
now.
eventually. Yeah, like I like to talk to the specifically awkward kids because I know I can make them at least come out of their comfort zone. Like I'll talk to them like they're a normal person and just keep bugging them until they give me like shit to talk to them with. And I'll always do that. I don't know. It's one of those things where I'd rather go talk to just some kid who stands out as someone unique than just some fucking basic ass kid who wears champion.
I get where you're coming from. Yeah, I think I was one of those kids.
I just like characters, man. I don't like people who form or go with the crowd, I guess. It's never been my type because obviously I'll just go against it. There's nothing much I want to agree. Well, yeah, my 9 times out of 10 I'm gonna go against what the crowd wants. You know.
Yeah. Like, in a lot of ways, I could be, you're basically run-of-the-mill person, pretty basic and
Mm.
whatnot. But I guess out of that group, out of a group of ordinary people, I would
Ordinary. I like how
ordinary.
you are.
I'd like to be the person who's, I guess, extra ordinary.
Okay. I see what you mean. Well, I always would just like to stand out as a unique. Not unique. I'd rather stand out as a trend setter than a trend follower.
And you know
I've
what?
always been like
You know what that sort of like makes us?
Hmm.
Chosen ones.
chosen ones.
Yeah, I mean, think about it. Think
Stand
about
out.
think about every like main protagonist of a story. They're not the just some
Run of the mill.
yeah, they're not
Average
run of the mill.
Joe.
They're not average. They're not like everyone else. In some way,
You know what?
whether it's good or bad, they're not. Yeah, they're not average. They have, they have goals. They have, uh, some sort of, uh, blah, blah, blah. I don't know. They just stick out in some way.
Well, no, I know what you mean. And it's definitely you might be onto something. Now, I don't know if there is this like a big ass group of those individuals, who are like the complete opposite of the crowd. Obviously there is going to be a handful in our civilization, but I wonder if you actually like will get to see like a group of kids who are just the trend setters, you know.
Hmm.
Compared to the trend followers. Because you're going to see a group of trend followers everywhere you go, but you see a group of kids that are just all doing their own unique little thing, and they don't even seem phased about it. They're not even trying to follow like a little phase or little trend. Like those kids are more interesting to me, at least.
Yeah. I mean, it's like you described them. They're like characters.
Yeah,
Everyone
like
else,
characters.
everyone else just seem like, yeah, like background characters. People,
Yeah.
people don't
Huh.
really like matter to the story,
Yeah,
And
that's exactly accurate.
and everyone has a story, and there's a lot of people in that story that's just in the background. Like I'm in the background of like other people's stories, and a lot of
Mhm.
people are in the background of my story, but uh, once
I
again, I
see what
have
you
no
mean.
idea why
No,
I
no,
went
no.
this.
I know what you mean about that though. Because I mean, the side character thing and I've always tried to think about that as like my inner circles. Okay, so obviously you're gonna have your inner circle of friends, which are your main friends that you talk to every day on a daily basis, or at least every other day.
Hmm.
Then you're gonna have the kids you associate with, but you wouldn't really call them a best friend.
Hmm.
And then you have just the kids you go to school with, the kids you work with, examples like that. Those are, I think, everything outside of your first little circle is going to be side characters and just little plot points, I guess, in your story. That's how I like to look at it. Because obviously, I'll have hella fucking like associates, I guess. That's how I call them, associates. Because obviously I've networked a lot. I've lived all throughout Albuquerque, so where I know enough kids from enough like schools and different places, but I will always have like my different friend groups. So
Hmm.
I will always have those main characters and those side characters. And I just try to put them all into a fucking group so I know who's a side character and who's like actually someone, Which is it's really easy to tell who's a real one and who's not.
Because they
That's
put in
the
effort. They.
yeah, it's the effort. I think that's the only thing that makes the difference is the effort you can at least like acknowledge coming from the other person.
Hmm.
Like good example would be okay. So whenever I went to Vegas, okay.
Hmm.
Now I did have like three other friends besides you that I actually knew of, but realistically you were my main one because you were the only one putting in effort, like literally just to fucking hang out. Like I would hit up my friend Alex and Ethan, and they were always cool because I would always, they were like the stereotypical potheads who would have their cars, who would like to go out and do stupid shit, and I was down with that. I liked doing all of that, but
Hmm.
the main thing that annoyed me was I'd text them and be like, "Yo, bro, I'm not doing shit. Let's hang out." And they're like, "Oh, I'm not doing shit either. What time are you free?" And I'll like tell them, "Hey, I'm free now. Just come for me," or something like that. And they'll like just completely ghost me or just completely make it seem where they're obviously gonna leave me undelivered for a fucking minute and then be like, "Oh, sorry, something came up," you know.
Hmm.
And so that's whenever I realized, all right, fuck these kids. I'm at least just gonna go play Mortal Kombat because at least I can guarantee I'm playing Mortal Kombat. Like that was the one thing I appreciated with you. At least you made the efforts.
Yeah, I've also, I've been all over. I've been back and forth from Nevada and Albuquerque, and I've been through like at least 6 different schools. And I guess I try to make the most out of, I guess, everyone I meet. I mean, yeah, I'm
Hmm.
quiet, but it seems like I could get along with literally anyone because
Yeah.
I've talked to, a lot of people, and I said I'll talk to anyone too. And I really like forming strong bonds with people.
Hmm. Yeah, that's always something I pride is at least strong relationships. I always gonna have those friends that I like quality over quantity, I guess.
Mhm.
Although sometimes quantity is good, I always like quality
Mhm.
because you can have a fuck ton of shitty friends, but you have a fuck ton of, or you can have like two good friends, and that outweigh the shitty friends.
'Cause they
If
make,
that analogy made sense.
yeah, those good friends, all the good friends that I've made, they made they made life bearable, and that's why
Hmm.
I put in the effort.
Yeah.
I try to put in the
Yeah.
effort with everybody, cause
Yeah.
a lot of people forget we're gonna die one day, and you know, like you said, tomorrow is a complete mystery. You,
Yeah. That shit can. Well, it could be your last day, and it could be fucking 3 days from your last day. You'll never know. You'll just have to live through the moment.
I mean, think about it this way. Yeah, tomorrow could be any other day, but it has never been experienced before.
Hmm. Yeah, that's true.
Uh,
Huh. Huh. In that situation, yeah, it does give tomorrow a bigger purpose.
yep. I mean, no, you can't think of anyone who's experienced tomorrow before you have. And
Yeah. Holy shit, dude. That's fucking deep right there.
that is the
Well then, in that case, well, I guess in that situation, nothing is promised to you, but make the most out of that next fucking day to come. Because if it is your last day, at least you're gonna have damn well fucking lit ass last day. That's probably how I would like treat my last day. Hypothetically, if you are in a situation where you wake up and you have a 24-hour timer or hourglass timer. That'd probably be easier to go off of, but you know, you have a timer nonetheless till you die, and you just have a day. What are you gonna do in that day?
Hmm. I guess excluding the fact that we're under lockdown and I have people who I guess care that I
Mm,
guess I'll die the next 24 hours. I would probably try to make the most out of that day with everyone I have. I'd probably make a bucket list too.
yeah,
Uh,
you definitely have to have a bucket list.
I've never seen the ocean before, so I'll probably go down to
What?
yeah. I've seen big lakes, but I haven't seen the ocean. So I'll probably go down to California since it's like a 4 hour drive and
Hmm.
see the ocean. Uh,
If you don't experience the ocean by the time you're 18, I'm gonna like drive to Vegas just to drive you to California.
well, I'll be 18 next year, so.
Yeah, I
Oh
guess
crap!
that'll.
I'll be 18 next year.
I'll technically be 18 next year. Dude, I'm still 16, okay? I turn 17 in like about a week or so from now.
December 6th.
So all I really have to do is just wait out this last year. Um, yeah. I mean, I'm gonna get emancipated before then, so it really won't matter when I am 18. But like that 18 mark will be the mark when I go out and do hella shit.
What would you do in 24 hours if that's all you had left to live?
Well, like you said, the bucket list would be the go-to. Make your bucket list. Um, realistically, the at least the 18 hours leading up to it don't matter. As long as I have like the last six I would like to at least spend them. I would probably spend them with like my inner circle, so like just very very close friends and stuff. But the
Hmm.
way I would want to end my last hour would be hiking up to like some fucking beautiful viewpoint and then just sitting down and appreciating that sunset till it goes down. And when it goes down, I don't give a fuck, you know. From there, I'll just go rob someone or something. I don't know. Go kill some time, dude. It'll pretty much be GTA to me at that point. I think that's probably like how I would treat like my last hours. Is be like, fuck it, let's go rob some cops.
I'll go.
I'd probably just try to make the most out of that last day, or at least make it the most eventful day. You know,
Yeah.
where no matter what, I can die at peace, knowing that my day was complete with everything I wanted it to be complete with. But I don't know. I don't really know if I'll ever be placed in a situation where I'll get or know I'm dying a day beforehand. So, I
No
mean, if
one.
I
I mean.
ever do, I'm definitely just going the GTA route and like robbing and fucking. Like, I don't think I'd have a hard time coming to the terms of, damn it, you know, I really have nothing to live for. Might as well.
You know,
I think it would be.
it's weird how everyone has this invisible timer when they eventually die, and people don't want to think about it, so they forget about it, and every other day becomes any other day.
Hmm. Well, would you rather know when you're dying or how you're dying?
Mm, probably when. If I know how I die, if it's not like a natural cause, then I'll probably be super
Terrified.
terrified. I would be, what's the word I'm looking for? Uh,
Superstitious
Not
towards your.
superstitious. It was uh it's like another word for cautious. I'll be very cautious. I would be very
Oh, precautious. No, that's pretty much adding precautious to it. Um,
I'd be
and,
cautious. I'd be scared. There's a word for it. I can't remember.
wary. You'd be wary of your fate.
Yeah, if I knew how.
Alright. See, realistically, yeah, that's probably how it would go, regardless. If you know how you're gonna die, you're gonna be a little bit, unsettled. Like, my main thing is I've always been, how I put it? I've always been worried that the way I'm gonna die is by getting in a fist fight, okay, winning that fist fight, and then having the other person kill me just because they lost. You know?
Hmm.
Like, I don't doubt that. I've known many people who've died that way. And obviously I don't want it to happen, but I fear that it's kind of where I'm headed, if anything. So, I don't know. If it does happen that way, I guess, I don't know, I'll just treat every fight like it's my last one. But, fucking, I would rather know at least when I'm gonna die. Because at least if I have an idea when I'm dying, fuck it, dude. Everything up to that point is just nothing but build up. Like, I'm just gonna be living the best life until that point. And at that last day, I'd be like, fuck it, what can I go do? What have I not done yet?
I dig it. I dig that. But damn. Yeah. Dying in battle. I mean, I would want my death to be meaningful. Kind of
Yeah,
like.
so you don't want to die meaningless death.
Mhm.
You want your life to be in vain at least. You want to at least have some purpose on this earth. You don't want to die just being another number.
Yeah, exactly. Like, there probably is a purpose to life. There probably isn't. But I think the true purpose to life is to give it purpose. And if you die without purpose, then you're just another number, like you said.
Give it purpose. I like that. True purpose of life is to give it purpose. Because it makes sense, you know? It really, you're the only one who can give your life purpose.
Hmm. I
You're
mean,
the only
yeah,
one who can
you,
set something to live forward towards.
yeah, you could be influenced by others, and that's not a bad thing. But it's usually you in this world. Like, it's your main story. You're the main protagonist.
Hmm.
Everyone is different. And it's just very strange.
No. I like where you're headed in that. Well, because, I mean, with that all, I mean, you could, the way I've been seeing it is, I at least realized that, yeah, I don't want to die a meaningless death, and I at least want there to be something to live for, you know? Some end point to look forward to. Because obviously, if you just spend your life, you know, living in a fucking, there's plenty of situations I can come up with. Say you take for granted your first 20 years of your life, okay?
Hmm.
And you don't do all the shit you're supposed to be doing that will set you up for your future, and before you know it, you're in your 20s, you're already in shitty financial situations, and you're already trying to, you know, figure out how to not go in debt. Those are the situations I don't want to have to experience. So I don't mind living for like fucking that end goal. I don't mind fucking struggling and putting myself through all this pressure and non-needed fucking effort just to achieve that little greatness at the end. In other words, pain is temporary, glory is forever.
Hmm.
You know, that end goal will be there for as long as it will, but your pain will only last so long.
You could sort of relate to a Viking, because they believed in order to go to Valhalla is to die a meaningful death and not die of, let's say, old age. They
Yeah,
wanted they
I
wanted
can
to,
get behind that.
they wanted to
I can get
die.
behind the Viking ideology.
I don't know. When I do eventually die, I guess before then, and I guess it's a reason why I started doing podcasts is because and you can tell I'm sort of not confident here and there, but my end goal is to be very knowledgeable, and I want to know what I'm saying, like 100% of the time.
You want to be another Joe Rogan. I respect that though, because obviously you want to Well, you're only gonna get better through experience, Alfonso.
Hmm.
That's probably how this is gonna go. Like the more often you're doing these podcasts, the more normal it's gonna become. Where you and a boy hop on in a party and you just chat for an hour or so, and you don't even realize, an hour's gone by. Like it's gonna kind of come like second nature.
Hmm.
Because all it's really gonna come down to is chatting with the boys.
Yeah. And I think no one knows better than that than you do because I guess when it comes to martial arts, it just felt like second nature after many, many years of
Yeah,
doing it.
yeah, and it just comes to second nature. Which I mean, it's a weird thing. It's kind of like you know, oh, I would put it as a fish is gonna obviously adapt to fucking swimming eventually. The longer it's in the water, but the more you at least pick up something, and the more you're doing something, the more used to it you're gonna get, the more comfortable you're gonna get with it. I mean, and it goes with everything. There's a lot of situations where I could use that, but you will get comfortable through consistency. And I think that's like the main thing I try to at least emphasize to people is if you want to progress a fuck ton, you just got to be consistent with your shit. You got to
Hmm.
be there every day, every time you're needed to be there. But when it comes to at least the gym, there's no other way around it. You're either all there or you're not. And if you're not there, you're going to obviously show it.
And this
That's,
applies to anything and everything.
yeah, man. It really does. I mean, the main thing is fucking. I realized that whenever I wasn't all there, I was getting fucking tired off my ass. I was getting beat up by the fucking girls. Like, it was one of those weird things I didn't know how to, like. I was just getting bloody noses like, from getting so exhausted from fucking fighting girls that I was like, God damn it, I need to actually, like, be here every day so I can work out every day so I can stay in fucking good shape. Like that was like the only drive I got at that point was I was realizing how inconsistent I was getting at, and so I was like, fuck that. I can't stay like at that level. It's not good. It doesn't feel comfortable. You know?
Hmm. I got to wrestle a girl in my in wrestling class.
What did you think of your like first time having to wrestle a girl? Because like my first time having to wrestle a girl, I was just like, do you want me to like do takedowns? Are we just only doing like submission? I really didn't know how to like grapple with a chick because that shit's just very awkward, very awkward.
You know, I don't want to. I mean, to any, I guess, female viewer, I don't want to come out as like sexist or whatever. But the first thought that came to mind was, should I go easy on her or not? Because we're doing this is like just routine stuff, things we do like every day.
Oh, so it's like drilling, pretty much
Yeah.
that you guys are doing. Okay.
Oh yeah,
Well,
yeah,
yeah, drilling is one of those where you don't have to go all the fucking way out. You just got to do enough so where you're working, I guess.
yeah. Oh yeah,
I see
maybe I
what
should
you
have
mean.
specified that better. Yeah, I never really officially got to wrestle a girl, but yeah, I got to do drilling with one, and she was the only one. And I'll
Wow,
admit,
that's it.
I'll admit, she was. I was obviously more stronger because she was a little smaller than
Little
me.
petite.
Yeah,
Little
but
petite.
but she knew what the fuck she was doing, and she whooped my ass.
Oh yeah. Girls that actually stick to wrestling scare me. And
I
it's
envy them.
because yeah, I know. Well, girls that can like fucking show up every day and keep going to wrestling and shit like that, I'm envious because I did not do that. I gave up on wrestling, and it's just because wrestling broke me. Like I felt every muscle that I wasn't using. It was like, and the main thing that like brought it out was like bear crawls across the gym. Fucking, holy shit, dude! I felt that instantly. I was like, my shoulders. I've never felt this. Instantly, fucking getting tired. I remember like I threw it 3 times, like my first wrestling practice, and that was like whenever I got that voice, and I was like, man, you could just walk home. Like, I
You
don't
just
think it
want.
really matters. You don't even go to school here. I was like, all right. Like I was all for that plan, but I was like, nah, just fucking finish the class.
Yeah, I mean, at least you didn't give up on, I guess, sports in general. I think that's all that matters.
Mhm.
Even though you couldn't, excel at
Stick
this
with it.
one thing, at least you did other things, and that I sort of like,
Category.
yeah.
Combat sports will always combat sports will always be fucking tough. No matter which one it is, it's always gonna have its ups or it's like hardships, I guess. No matter what sport you're training, you're gonna be busting your ass. Unless you're like doing fucking Tai Chi or whatever the fuck, where you're just shadow boxing in the park. Like, like really, you're gonna be fucking working no matter what you're doing. So you're gonna have that respect across the board. Wrestling, fucking no, wrestling. I definitely respect anyone who like busts their ass in wrestling though, because you can tell they're working. Like they're not just fucking. They're like I've seen kids who signed up for wrestling,
Mhm.
and obviously they signed up to it expecting it to be a lot easier than it is, and they fucking dropped out because that shit. Like that's kind of how I was. I expected it to at least be hard, but I didn't expect it to be that fucking hard where I was already fucking throwing up 3 times the first day. And I think it's just because I like went into the wrestling like fucking practice with like no conditioning. Like I
Mhm.
just kind of hopped into it. I was like, all right, fuck it. I'm not going to boxing now, so I'll go to wrestling.
I went
But I
to
went like,
wrestling. I went to wrestling full, knowing damn well that it was the hardest sport in high school. Cause everyone, I wouldn't say everyone
um,
talked about it, but I guess the people who watched it and the people who participated in it talked about how it was the hardest thing. And the first year of high school, I didn't had nothing going for me. I was super depressed because, yeah, I missed my friends and whatnot, and you know. But second year, I wanted to change the pace, so I was like, okay, I'm just gonna shoot for the top. I'm gonna join the hardest sport in high school, and then I'm gonna make a name for myself. And I did it.
yeah.
First day was hard, but I don't know. There was no little voice saying to stop, so I just kept going.
Well, I mean, that's good though. At least you were able to push through that. I think that's the main deciding factor is being able to get past that that part of your brain that tells you to give up. Like if you're able to overcome that, then you're fucking already down a good you're already down a good road, because then all you got to do is just keep at the speed you're going, dude, and you'll fucking progress hella.
Uh, it seems like a lot recently. I've just had no like brain activity. Like it was actually pretty concerning to me too because uh, I just couldn't. Like it feels like my imagination was being like blocked off and whatnot, and there was just no thoughts whatsoever. And
So like what? Like you were just having a very I don't know. It's hard to explain it in fucking psychological terms because I'm barely learning psychology. But you're having very little stimulation going on.
yeah, like I had yeah no stimulus here. I looked this up and I saved this one thing. Uh, it should be easy, super easy to find. La, 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 la. No, not recipes. Come on.
You be looking at recipes though.
Yeah. Let's see. Yeah, I was having just complete blank mind, and I guess here's what it says. It is good to have a blank mind. Most of the people of the world, most of the questions related to the mind are related to controlling the mind and its constant chatter. I believe
Hmm.
that blank mind here is not getting any thoughts. If you are in the zone of thoughtlessness, then I feel you need to meditate and use this wonderful opportunity to make spiritual progress, as every human being essentially is spiritual. Most of them relate spiritually as to running away from society and going to a deep forest with no intention of returning back. Shunning responsibility is not a form of yoga or meditation. In fact, meditation will make you more aware and more responsible, so enjoy being in meditation and use your still mind to good purposes. Good purpose. Do not worry about having a blank mind.
Okay. You know what? Well, did you take the opportunity then?
Yeah, meditating? Yeah. I felt like I was like lighter after meditating. It was strange. Cause you already are not supposed to think of anything while you're meditating, and to me it felt natural, not thinking
It
of
felt,
anything.
yeah.
It felt like
Well,
stuff
shit.
was coming to me instead of me reaching out for, uh,
Huh.
I guess, I don't know what,
No, no,
uh,
no, no. I know it. You know what your analogy was leading towards, but you know what? That's weird because I have yet to really successfully pull off meditating, and I think it's just because I haven't, hit that like, blank state in your mind where you just have nothing going on, where it's easy to just tune out and just meditate. It's like the easiest, like, well, probably the easiest fucking time I've had a meditation was just on acid, but it's because I was on acid. That's why. But there's not many other times where I've just been there, have nothing going on, and I'm like, fuck it, meditation.
meditation. I
Like
would
usually,
love,
I
or
just look for the stimulations.
I'd like to be stronger, physically, uh, mentally, because I want to know what the hell I'm talking about every time. But I guess after meditating, I felt like I got some experience points for spiritual.
Awakening.
Yeah, I guess you can say.
You know what? Fuck. Well, at least you have the experience point. Like, if life was a video game, you already got that fucking achievement. Fucking, I still have to get that shit. I don't know. I just haven't. It's been a minute since I've actually like craved that spiritualness. I guess. Like the last time I'd say was a good example was whenever I was in Las Vegas and I completely did without my phone during quarantine. Like the harshest time you could fucking go without a phone. I went without a phone completely. I just turned off my iPhone, put it in my backpack, and completely forgot about it for a week. Like 10 days actually. It was 10 days I did it. And I just didn't touch it, didn't even acknowledge the fact I had a phone. Day one was like the hardest thing. And it was just because I woke up and I was like, damn, what do I do now? And all I really planned on doing was just working out, reading, and not meditating, but working out, reading, and binge watching like shows that I really needed to. But the reading helped a lot because I at least was able to read like fucking. I was retaining so much shit from what I was reading. Like I was reading books on mastery, 48 Laws of Power, fucking. I was just reading shit that I thought would be useful to the mind, and before I knew it, it all added up to at least like give me some greater knowledge. I'd say I'm at least wiser than I was before I started that 10-day challenge.
It's been